With our Independence Day coming up and the long weekend to go along with it, I was planning on celebrating this my own way. By gaming, of course. But I didn't want to pick just any game, it has to have some Indian elements in it. That way, it's more of a celebration than just another gaming session. So, when I started looking for games with Indian themes on the PlayStation, here's what I found. Come, check it out. The very first game to come to my attention was of course Raji, an ancient epic. Now who hasn't heard of this? Made by Pune-based Nottingham Studios, this game was grabbing eyeballs across the world much before its release. I personally have a lot of respect for the work they've put in. The game represents medieval Rajasthan through its setting and architecture, and the plot respectfully borrows elements from Indian mythology. It uses all this to narrate a story about a sister's love for her younger brother. So Raji is on top of my list because it doesn't shy away from using Indian mythological weapons like Lord Shiva's Trishul, Lord Vishnu's bow, you have Lord Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra, to name a few. By now you probably see why this game fits the bill. The core action-based gameplay has you using this unique arsenal against demons in combat. That's super refined, by the way. If you haven't experienced this yet, I would suggest you to look it up on the PlayStation Store. So here we have another game with a great art style. Venba is a cooking puzzle game that tells the story of a first-generation Indian immigrant family in Canada. Now, this is not about modern times when immigration is common and there are Indian stores literally everywhere in the world. We're talking about the 80s here. The game is heavily influenced by Tamil culture and South Indian cuisine. I was lucky enough to have some of my questions about this game answered by the lead developer, Abhi. Check that out if you haven't already. Pro tip, keep some tissues on you and a phone nearby. This game will end up making you call your mom. In fact, check these out. I made these idlis using the technique shown in the game. "Ye mera idli kaun khaya?" Assassin's Creed is a household name by now, and I'm sure you must have seen Assassin's Creed Chronicles India while browsing through the PlayStation Store, or somewhere at the very least. What sets it apart is that it's based in Amritsar during 1841, bang in the middle of India's independence struggle. The conflict between the East India Company and the Sikh Empire that's showcased in this game is a clear inspiration from the actual Anglo-Sikh wars, which were fought in the 1840s if I remember correctly. In this game, you play as Arbaz Mir, who uses a mix of stealth and action. He also has a love interest named Pyara Kaur. So Pyara. You can't really get into India's independence without talking about the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. This man is a legend. Now you bet your bottom that I'd love to play as him in a game all about fighting wars and solidifying your empire. I'm talking about Civilization 6. It's a turn-based strategy game where you choose your civilization. You can play the game as Gandhi, and his unique agenda is Peacekeeper, which basically means that Gandhi is full Shanti even when computer controlled. His leader ability? Even if you haven't played the game, you know of it. Satyagraha. Now that's canon. I love Mumbai. I've lived here my whole life, so I love to see it getting center stage in a game, let alone a Hitman game. In Hitman 2, our bald, bar-coded assassin makes his way to Mumbai. As Agent 47, you get to navigate the streets, slums, and even a Bollywood producer's posh bungalow in the course of your mission. Now that's what I call Mumbai Darshan. You have lines of rickshaws and Kali Pilis in the streets, which are also jam-packed with NPCs with Indian accents, or more like what people abroad think Indians sound like.
You smell like Rangan's haldi perfume.
So these accents might not be the most accurate portrayal of how we talk, but still serve as a nice touch. Uncharted as a series has been dabbling in Indian themes every now and then. If you've played Uncharted 2, you would know what I'm talking about. But the game I'm talking about is, of course, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. It covers a variety of India-themed settings, small towns, you have the gorgeous Western Ghats, the iconic larger-than-life architecture. I mean, just look at this. And this. You get to play as the Anglo-Indian Chloe Fraser, who's surprisingly as intriguing and entertaining as the series lead Nathan Drake, and has an objectively better accent.
You were going to sell me out, weren't you?
Let's get one thing straight, this is my game.
In case you haven't played it already, Lost Legacy is a part of the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection that's available on PlayStation 4 and 5.
Shall we begin?
Okay, don't hate me for this, just hear me out. The Street Fighter series is perhaps the first to offer Indian representation through Dalsim. Wait, let me get to the point. Dalsim's yoga powers are clearly a parody because just saying yoga before hitting someone doesn't make it a part of yoga. I mean, come on. This dude is half man, half rubber band, Giga Chad. Now, despite being a yogi, Dalsim has no chill. He says stuff like, I will meditate and then destroy you. And his home is apparently a location called Dalsimar Temple. What? Still, you have to admit that this man with a garland of skulls was the first to showcase India in video games. Am I wrong? Go ahead and tell me in the yoga comments. See how it doesn't make sense? So we've been talking about games that you can play already, but now let's get to the ones that haven't been released yet. The first one we have is Thirsty Suitors. It's based on an Indian girl named Jala returning to her hometown. Now, she's got a mother to please and has a sister she doesn't get along with, but most importantly, battles to fight. With who? Her exes. Watch out for some real-world Indian references that are super relatable, mixed with turn-based combat where you can control the outcome. This is going to be interesting when it releases this November. Occult Chambers is a game I'm so looking forward to. It's a third-person action horror game set in the Himalayas. You'll get to witness a gritty take on the occult rituals the creators have contrived from Indian mythology. The story has Dhruv set out on a journey with the purpose of finding his father, who by the way is missing and also accused of doing some really unforgivable things. It's made using the Unreal 5 engine, and you can expect a lot of horror and action elements along with an upgradable skill set and spells. The game, however, is still under development, so it may take a while before you can get your hands on it. Did I miss out on any games with an Indian theme? Let me know. Also drop a like, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and also ring that notification bell. It's your boy Pulak signing out.
PlayStation